Excuse boil and swollen face. It's no longer a question of wondering whether my mother was mad. It's a question of wondering how long she was mad. Whether she was mad when she met my father or simply went mad over the years with him. I do have to bear in mind that at least half of her family had a long history of interbreeding. Noise to Elliot, Elliot to noise, noise to Elliot, Elliot to noise, noise Elliot to Elliot noise. When I went back over it, it just went on and on and on. And what happened, in fact, was that if a male noise lost his wife, usually through too much childbearing, he would then marry her sister. Then you would get those cousins marrying each other. I think that's the name for it. Something like double cousin incest. I don't know. I do wonder if madness ran in the Noyes family. It was just sort of there all along, waiting for the right or wrong person to trigger it. Looking back, I think she was completely insane. The incident when I was 8, for example. Blood streaming everywhere. My lip cut to ribbons and my tooth broken in half. And she wouldn't get any kind of medical aid. And my brother, who has no memory apparently, probably doesn't remember, but he did actually beg her to let him go for a doctor or something, anything. She didn't. Little irony there, the tooth finally got fixed in 1988. 26 years later, I think it was. A little bit feverish. By a kindly dentist. Then some other bloody dentist went and filled the tooth next door to it, which didn't need filling. And those fillings have come out. So now I still have weird front teeth. It's the other tooth jagged now, thanks to the efforts of the not-so-nice dentist. The one who filled the tooth that didn't need filling. And not well enough. Anyway, that's aside by the by. I'm beginning to have serious doubts about our free services here, our free health services. Serious doubts. I think it would serve us better to pay in, as the Americans do, from, birth, preferably, and get a decent service rather than get the mediocre service that we do get, and it is mediocre. I've had diagnoses for the last 11 years, none of which has ever been followed up. Not one. 12 years. Hence why I'm dying. Yeah. I don't know if it would have been any better if I'd still been in England, but I do know that the Welsh NHS is more poverty-stricken than the English one. And in fact, some of the health tourists in England are Welsh, crossing the border to get treated there. But I was talking about my insane mother. The genes that may well have led to insanity. I can remember Harry Ely in Switzerland. Whoever the hell he was. But I stayed with him. In December 1982, November-December 1982. I can remember him telling me about a mother-son incestuous relationship and, I don't know, whatever progeny. The progeny was insane. So I think she had those bad genes to begin with, which, of course, if I am her daughter, are also in me, and my brother. I don't doubt that my mother was my brother's mother. Um, what I do doubt is that my father was his father. Maybe she did a Princess Di and got revenge on him, eh? Very, very stupid to try and get revenge on my father. He would kill you in the end. So there was that, her knowingly scarring her 8-year-old daughter. And there was no doubt that it would scar. Absolutely none. I'd had my forehead split open when I was 4 by my cousin, and immediately had it stitched. And the wound was nowhere near as bad. Nowhere near. But my uncle and aunt were around at the time to make sure that something was done. There again, my mother did endure many, many years of what amounted to solitary confinement, which would be enough to drive anyone insane. I still think she had the genes already there. I am no longer making any excuses for her. She knew I was being poisoned with arsenic when I was 10. She stood and watched when my father tried to suffocate me when I was 15. Well, in the end, it happened to her. And one of the great ironies is that I grieved. Now I kind of hope that there is a hell and they're both rotting in it. I hope my Christian cousin is right, and that there is a hell. Because if there is, her uncle and aunt are both in it, without a shadow of a doubt.